Anita and welcome back to the Knit Guru. This is the start of a big plan. What is this? I asked my father for something very specific. I asked him, could he use his laser cutter and make me some of these? Can I make it do the thing? Yes, I can. He's made me some circles. Basically, these are little circles with holes in them. He asked me how many I wanted. I said like 4, so that I have some for experimentation. And of course, what did I get? 27 pairs. Honestly. I think I have a too much gene. No, he has the too much gene. So I now have 27 pairs of these circles. And you'll be saying to yourself, Juanita, what do you need 27 pairs of these circles for? I don't. I only wanted just like a handful, because you'll see why in just a moment. He has, if I can make this focus by moving my head out of frame, I'm clearly not a beauty YouTuber at all. He's tried to inlay the Knit Guru into my 3D printed carry case for 27 circles. He definitely has the too much gene, and I may have got it from him. What was I thinking? I'm thinking this. What do we have here? We have got, if it wants to focus, a very tiny drawstring bag with a wooden bottom with my name on it. And the drawstring opens, and I've put a chocolate in this one. Now, this one here is just my prototype to test what's possible. And what we're going to see is I'm going to see what I can come up with, and then I'll release a pattern for it. And I'll give you the instructions for the circles at the bottom, because I don't think they need to be made out of wood at all. But this is my prototype and proof of concept, and I figure what I can do is have these with a dangler, and these can these can hang off the side of a bag. However, this particular pink one is going to go tonight to my niece with this dog, because it's pink and I think she'll enjoy opening it. And also I've got the crochet cardigan for her older brother. Does she need a present for his birthday? No. But she's very adorable, and she's 6. So I'm in the middle of this sweet spot where everything I do is cool to her. I am favourite auntie of the moment, because she gets crochet toys every time she sees me, but there's that. Anyway, what's my plan? The plan is I'm going to take some more of these. These ones have the Knit Guru written on them, and I think there should be some if I dig down far enough, unless he didn't do them. No, he did. Excellent. Which sort of have my logo. So some of them have a ball of yarn, some of them have my name, and I'm going to come up with some projects with these little circles. I was just going to make a handful, but now I'm going to have to come up with a whole range of projects, and I'll show you how to do it as well. What am I going to do with these? We shall see. I have a bit of a plan, but we shall see how long it takes and how much time I have. It has led to another project already, so you may well see me tomorrow, because he has been sent away with some instructions for something else now that I have my proof of concept worked out. And you'll see that as well. Is this a pattern you're going to need? Maybe. If you want my dad to laser cut you some circles so you can make your own, of course you can. I will put you in touch with him and all that sort of thing. But in the meantime, I'm going to see what I can do with my plastic circles, and how many of these tiny drawstrings bags I can churn out, and see whether or not it looks cute hanging on another bag to have a little bag. I mean, it's going to hold my earpods. And if there's one thing we know, if we know me, is that I am losing my earpods all the damn time. Yep. Right, I'm going to get to work. Catch you soon.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours.
Okay, I've been making these with my little circles from my dad. I've been using them for all sorts of things, like we're talking so sensible. In this one, I have got a singular miniature chocolate bar. Very handy, very useful. This one I made for my niece and then I lost, so I had to go and make her a new one. So she's got a pink one and now I've got a spare. And then this one hangs on my knitted handbag, so you may have seen that already, depending on which order I upload these videos on. I'm trying to avoid uploading this one until I've done something, but we'll see how we go. This one's got this blueberry hanger hanging on it, but ignore the blueberry hanger hanging on it, because what we've got here is a D20 3D printed with a what's it. My dad made me 2 of these. You may notice that I've got little danglers there. So why did he make me 2 of these? Because when I asked him to make these, and I explained it to him, and I started working on the project in front of him, we were there with the boy who's been helping, he's 20, build the house. And we came up with this concept. This is much larger than I wanted it to be, because my dad also has that gene that says, why do what you're asked when you could do more than you ask? So I have got this wooden base with holes all the way around it. And that's going to go at the bottom because it's a base. And then these are much bigger than I wanted them to be. Like massively much too big. For instance, what I was wanting was about that long, and then maybe that size for the sides. But either way, we've got Flames of War on one side, and we have got Warhammer on the other side. And what we're going to attempt to do is to crochet around all the edges, I think. I'm still thinking this through as to how I want to do this. So we've got a base, and then I'm going to have my sides crochet to it. And then the long side is just going to be yarn, so that then the whole thing can open. I don't know if I'm explaining this as well as I have in my head. Can go like this and be opened, and things can go in it. I still don't know how I'm going to close it. I'm thinking it might be with a zip. I don't know, but I do know that I've got a dangly dice to hang from it. And the young man that I'm going to make this for will probably lose his mind because it's got Flames of War and Warhammer on it, no matter how well I do. So let's see if we can make this project work. I mean, I'll show it to you even if I fail abysmally, because why would I not? So I think the next step is crochet around these. I'll tell you what I have discovered in my making of many of these. This one, I've done 1 crochet into each hole with a 3.5mm hook. Yeah. This one, I've done 2 crochets into each hole with a 3.5mm hook. So, yeah, I figured it out. So I know what I'm doing. I'm onto it. This is the sound of procrastination. All right, so I will now... I'm very pleased with how this works. I put this extra dangly bit so that I can hold this on my handbag, but this goes over the strap, and then these just pull and tie with little cat faces. Completely unnecessary, but you know, there's that. All right, let's crochet around the edges and then see if I can work out how to do the next bit. Yeah. I've got half a plan, I just don't know how to execute it. So, let's go.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go, turning all the wrongs into rights. Here we go, you could take me there tonight. Whoa, this life is all we know. Whoa, I can't stay if you can't let it go. I never really know what's going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Well, welcome back here. This is where we've got to. So, this is the tiny little baggies that I had envisioned when I first asked my dad for the little circles. I still have a plan of what to do with the little circles and all the little baggies once they're made. But what they're useful for is, well, if you're one of those people who carries little things like my earpods, I am constantly losing my earpods. So being able to zap them into the little baggie, close it shut, and know that it's hanging on my bag, and I know exactly where on my bag they are, perfection. I do need to do another one for my school bag because I have dangly things on my bags now. My dangly things on bags has gone a little crazy. So this was the vision. There will be a pattern, but I don't really know whether or not anybody else is going to necessarily want to do the bottom part. I might yet hold off on this video slightly longer and work on one with a crochet base that then does the same thing. That could work, eh? Yes, I could do that. So we'll see. There might be more to this video with more of instructions about doing one with a crochet base, or I might do that as a separate video, or I might just release it as a written pattern down below. You will be able to hear construction today because it's one of those days. This one's got a little blueberry dangling on it because it goes on my handbag that you would have seen in the video that I'll link down there somewhere. Anyway, while coming up with this project, was talking to the boy who was working on building the house, who's a friend of my stepson. He had a birthday. I did make him a hat for his birthday, but my dad was here and he was like, you know what we could do? We could do something else. So my little project ended up as this big project. So what I've got here is 2 wooden thingies that I've crocheted around the edges of. This is just a single crochet into each of these holes around the edge. These are 5mm holes, and I think they're 5mm apart. The length is about right. I was initially wanting it to be, well, about half the size when finished, but this is the size that Dad made, so it took longer than necessary, to be completely honest with you. So we've got Warhammer on one side, and we've got Flames of War on the other. I know very little about either of them. There are tanks in this one, and my partner was a national champion at this one at one point. Don't know how you play, not a clue. Nearly went to a tournament. I was going to take my knitting. Warhammer. I know there's something called Space Marines. And orcs, but I thought orcs were just Lord of the Rings. We are now at the extent of my knowledge. There is a store in Wellington, and anytime we go there, the stepson goes to the Warhammer store. We are very much at the end of what I know about Warhammer. So here we've got a zip on the top. Now my zip on the top does have a D20 dice pull tag and a little bit that needs trimming off. There is another one of these, but the cat's been playing with it, so the zip does come all the way open. And then there's all this space in here for putting Warhammer things. It turns out that you have lots of things when playing Warhammer. I thought it would be just like little dice, and so maybe a baggie this big, or well, bigger than this bag, because there's at least like 5 or 6 dice. So twice this size, it would be great. But you evidently have rulers and little men. Again, I know nothing. So these are just rectangles on the sides. And of course, because they're just crocheted rectangles on the sides, when you pull it in, you end up with a bag shape and it sits flat on the floor. And my partner said that would work well because you have books that go along with it, which I don't know if it's like law or rules. There are books, and they could fit inside as well. I do like that it sits nice and flat. There's part of me that wants to make one for myself, but with little handles as like a little project bag, but I'd have to stop and think about it as to how big I want the bottom to fit in the car. But we both know once I get a bag, I will fill it a lot. So that's my Warhammer bag. Is there going to be a pattern for this? I guess I could write up the pattern. If anyone has a burning urge to make one of these for themselves, I can 100% get it sorted out for you, because all you need to do is tell me what do you want on your wooden section and on the bottom, and then I can get Dad to make them and list them on Etsy. Or I think Etsy might have been cancelled. I still have things on Etsy, even though the fees are really high. So if you really do want one of these, flick me a message and I'll get something loaded on Etsy for you, because it's not difficult for Dad to do the wooden bits. Then what I've done, so there's a single crochet around the edges. This one here is just half double crocheted back and forth. Now the number of stitches going back and forth is the number of holes across the bottom. So that then what I've done is I have single crocheted into both sides. There should have been some video footage of it, and some single crochet going up side. So every edge has a row of single crochet. At the top there's a row of single crochet, and then 2 rows of half double crochet that then it's given me enough space to put a zip into. I was thinking of doing a drawstring, but I figured that this would hold a little better, and I had a whole stack of zips. I am going to tie the other one of these dice on as well for twice the shenanigans. or something on those lines. So if you've got any burning desire to make either of these, cool. I doubt anyone's going to make either of these. I doubt anyone's going to want to make either of these. However, if you do want to, there'll be instructions, probably. But mostly, I was just trying to experiment and make something with these little circles. And I still have a plan of what I'm going to do with all these little baggies, because I think they're really charming. Yeah. In the meantime, this is a chaotic video, and I will see you next week. Bye. I always forget, there's a bit at the end where, because I'm a proper YouTuber now, and I have to remember that I hold this here, and I put this here, and we talk about the fact that there might be another video you want to watch here. There might be a playlist that you might want to watch here. You could subscribe up there. So far I've remembered to actually put those in for the last few videos. It remains to be seen whether or not I get it done for this video. In the meantime, thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you next week. Bye.